Hello buddy, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a very unknown product with very little information on it. This is the Elite Wireless Speaker. I found this at the front of a Walmart in Oklahoma, and there is almost nothing on it. There was no branding, just that on the front. So what information I did manage to gather was that it was made in Shenzhen, China, so I'm sure there's a bunch of clones of this particular speaker on the market. So take that for what it is. So the exterior is a cloth design with a cloth upper with two metal plates, one on the bottom and one on the top. So construction quality is actually fairly decent. It doesn't feel like I'm going to snap it in my hands, and it doesn't feel like it's going to break. In fact, there's some scratches on here. When I was cutting the lawn earlier, I dropped this on the concrete by accident, and no, just a couple of scratches. So it's been my driver all day today. I had no problems with working it. I've had this for a little while now, and I decided to finally do my more harder test, as in take it out when I'm doing lawn work. And it did just fine. So it was not louder than a lawnmower, which it genuinely should not be. If it was, that's its own problems in itself. It gets fairly loud, and there's very little audio distortion on this particular speaker. So it did pretty well, and we'll do a little audio test with everybody's favorite song. Now, my biggest complaint would end up having to be this little piece right here. So this is how you access your aux and your charging port, and it's pretty much the worst. It's just a little rubber tab right here, and I cannot get it with my fingernails, so I have to bite it with my teeth to even open that, which is very frustrating in my opinion, but not the biggest deal. You have a micro USB charging port and then an aux port. It does come with a aux, and it does come with a charger, but you do need to provide your own box. So if you have a bazillion of them in a box, not a big deal. 4 buttons on the front, pause and start, and then if you're on the phone, it will answer and hang up. We have a power button, very simple, and a volume up and a volume down. So, fairly simple. Now, the nice thing about it is how tactile the button is. So, you'll hear a click when you actually press the button, which is very nice. If you don't press the button all the way, it's not going to click, so it's not going to work. So, time for everybody's favorite audio test. So, we're going to start that up now. Now, I already know the video is going to get copyright claim, but this test needed to happen. Now, that was at pretty much the highest volume. I think on my phone there's one more tier. So, it does get maybe a tad bit louder, but that was fairly highest volume. We'll click it.
Maximum volume.
Okay, yeah, so now it is at maximum volume, and it's nice that it actually has that audio cue. And then when you turn it off,
Powering off.
tells you, and then when you power it on,
Powering on. Ready to pair. Paired.
and then it'll tell you that it is paired, so you're not fumbling around with it. Now, the one thing, though, is that if you have multiple devices, it will try to connect to literally anything. So you really do have to be careful about that when making sure which device you want it to connect to. And also, if people are also trying to connect their Bluetooth, you gotta wait till they are done. So, audio quality is actually fantastic. I've been using this all day. Battery life, I used it for, 9 hours today and didn't have any issues saying what its battery life was at. So, I'm fairly certain you can go a full day of use and not have it die. I never had a notification, and it does tell you when it's about to die or when it's at around 40-ish%. So, it didn't come up in my 9 hours of listening to music and watching Linus Tech Tips. So, yeah, take that for what it is. The battery is pretty phenomenal on this device, and compared to some of the other devices that I do use, this one pretty much beats out all of them. I might start using this on my computer, depending on if I want to run an aux. The nice thing is that you can pretty much leave it in place and then take it and go with it. So that is pretty nice. For $10, if you are right now looking for a Bluetooth speaker, you don't really care what form it is in, you just need a Bluetooth speaker, I might recommend this device because this is going to be what I use. I have no complaints on the device besides that stupid little obnoxious type, which I probably will eventually just take off. And, you know, if something gets in it, that sucks. Or I might put a little tab in there so I can pull it out without having to worry about that little rubber piece. But for $10, this literally cannot be beaten. The nice thing about having unmarked items is that there's no... you're not paying for a brand. So like Beats, for example, I think Beats are absolutely garbage and I will never own a set of Beats. You know, their audio quality is mediocre at best, but you're paying so much for that brand. This does fairly well. No branding, no bells and whistles. In fact, I'm sure most people don't even know what this is unless you start inspecting it. So it does its job well, and for $10, can't be beaten. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's for you guys that I buy stuff like this. I've noticed that people enjoy seeing me unbox more random / cheaper items, and it's because of you guys that I continue to do this. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the video. Hope you guys have a nice day.